Australian cruise line brand P&O is setting sail on its final cruise from Fremantle today. The Explorer leaving Australian waters for the last time after more than 90 years. We welcome to the program Chris Frame, maritime historian and ocean liner fanatic. Hello, Chris.
Hello, good to be here.
Pacific Explorer's last voyage is just hours away now. P&O has been an extremely popular brand in Perth. How significant is this departure?
It's very significant. In fact, not just 90 years of cruising, but P&O's first ever voyage to Australia was all the way back in 1852. So they've been here for longer than Australia's even been a country. And they were very much involved back in those times in the creation of transportation to Australia to allow people to immigrate here. So part of so many people's family stories too.
What's happening to P&O from here on then?
So P&O as a brand in Australia is being shut down and basically moved the ships across to Carnival Cruise Line in Australia. Pacific Explorer, however, won't be moving across. She's going to complete her last voyage up to Singapore, and then she will, in fact, become a cruise ship with a different operator. So we will see her finishing up her service after this last voyage.
And how will this change impact Australia's cruise industry as we know it? Will it?
Well, P&O's been Australia's homegrown cruise line for such a long time. They established cruising here all the way back in the 1930s and have been instrumental in the design and development of cruising over that time. So it is a loss of a very significant brand, and we will have one less ship in the market. But that being said, the two other ships, Pacific Adventure and Pacific Encounter, will still continue to cruise with Carnival Cruise Line. So we will still have cruising options here in Australia.
And as you just mentioned, P&O has a very important Australian story, not just taking people away on holidays, but it has been significant in bringing people here. It's been around for 90 years. What are some other highlights?
Well, one of the most significant points in their history actually was their wartime service. P&O as a shipping company, were instrumental in bringing Australian troops not just to the war zone but also repatriating them afterwards, both in World War I and in World War II. And so when you look through the archives, you can see these emotional scenes of people waiting on the dockside, not just farewelling their loved ones, but waiting there for the P&O ships to bring them home again safely. And this was something that really did make P&O a household name across Australia and make it so that it's one of those brands that just resonates here like no other cruise line does.
Now, Carnival Corporation will operate 4 ships in Australia. What can we expect? Will they be bigger, more modern liners?
Well, actually, the ships that are going to be operating here from the next season at least are still already operating in Australia at the moment. So we'll have the Carnival Splendor, which operates out of Sydney, and the Carnival Adventure, which will be what Pacific Adventure's new name is after her March refurbishment. She'll also operate out of Sydney. And then in Brisbane, there'll be the Carnival Encounter and the Carnival Luminosa, which comes here seasonally. So it's pretty much the same sort of lineup, just with different names.
But what can we expect to see at Freoport?
Well, that's the thing about Fremantle, is that we don't actually have any Carnival ships coming through here in the foreseeable future, but they are looking at bringing the then be the Carnival Adventure through in a couple of years' time. It's already on the schedule at the Fremantle ports there.
Well, it may be the end of the line for P&O, but Chris, we are sure that you'll keep us posted on the new style cruises. Chris Frame, thank you very much for the chat.
Thank you so much.